Good morning and welcome to another day in the absolutely stunning Glen Etive. I'm still with Morten Hilmer today. We have a great plan of doing some more wildlife, but we're going to be focusing a bit more on the landscape photography today. Morning, Morten.
Morning. Morning.
You sneaking out with the drone?
Yeah, I was sneaking out with the drone because the light was just hitting the waterfall up there. Missed our first man photography. He's sitting there filming me. It's so odd with these vlogging cameras. Yeah. Hello.
I think we're ready. Let's go.
We're definitely ready.
Right, so Morten has just stepped out of the van to go and shoot a waterfall. The weather has been a real challenge so far this week, particularly for the landscape photography. Actually, it was great yesterday for the wildlife, but for landscapes, it's changing so fast that it's difficult to be in the right location at the right time. So normally I would tailor the type of shot I'm aiming for dependent on the weather, but it's just almost impossible today to plan for the weather. So there is an element of luck involved. There's a couple of locations I scouted out yesterday that I want to visit today to shoot landscape, but it's just about getting the weather to do the right thing at the right time, and that is just sheer luck with what we're dealing with here. So I want to come away with something good, or I may be a little disappointed. I've come away with wildlife shots, but I'm a landscape photographer, and I want to come away with a landscape image, especially when the landscape is just so stunning. Here he is.
Hey.
How did you get on?
This kind of photography is like, it's like out of control because I just realized how much time I spent on one little moving water part because I wanted it to be perfect. The water was moving and I tried to handheld my camera lens, but you know, everything was shaking. So I took my blocking tripod, and that's like 2 matches or something. It's so thin.
So when you were giving me a hard time for using a tripod yesterday, you actually needed a tripod?
Yeah. No, yeah, bloody tripod. I got that. Yeah, and then I was just focusing on some moving water on a cliff. I don't know exactly how I wanted it, but I just couldn't get it. So I made different combination of shutter speeds and apertures, and then finally I found the right aperture to make the sharpness of the moving water and the right shutter speed for getting the amount of movement I want. I'm really excited to see that picture.
Right, so I'm into the location and we've got this beautiful river here leading up to that very famous mountain behind me, Bukale Mountain, something like that. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but the weather is still not great, but I think it is about to turn. I've got some blue sky behind me there. It's still raining, but if I can be here at the very moment that it changes, then I have a good chance of capturing something rather dramatic. So I'm going to climb down onto this rock to get my composition, get the perspective I want, just to be ready for when something happens. So I'm going to do that now. It is starting to rain quite a lot heavier than I thought it was going to. It's difficult to know what to do. I don't know if we should hang here and brave it for a bit or move on and do something else. I haven't shot anything today yet, and it's now 2 o'clock. I'm starting to feel the pressure of wanting to get something in the can, so difficult to know what to do. It's not the sort of shot that's going to work in the rain. I need a little bit of sunlight to help me make the image do something. Frustrating, very frustrating. Right, so you've just got to be so quick to adapt in these situations. As I've been sitting here waiting for the rain, I just noticed behind me where the sun was hitting these mountains, it just looked absolutely beautiful. So what I'm actually doing is I've set the camera up pointing the complete opposite way to which I was planning. So if I just come down here onto the rocks, it's a little bit precarious, but let me just wipe that camera off. It's a little bit precarious, but I have the stream going the other way, so I'm literally shooting downstream. And then I've got the trees here where the water goes down into the waterfall, just sort of acting as a middle layer. I'm sure it's quite windy as well, a middle layer in the image, then up into those stunning mountains that are just bathed in some really interesting light going through some mist as well. And I think it's just made for a really interesting picture. I'm extending the exposure time just a little bit with the circular polarizer, which I have turned about halfway just to take a tiny bit of the sheen off the surface of the water. I still want to see some of it so you can see that it's water, but just reduce it down a little bit with that circular polarizer. What the circular polarizer is also doing is allowing me to just extend the exposure time just a bit to smooth the water out. I'm at f16 for the same reason. I am at ISO 100 and then 1/13 of a second, 2 stops either side of that, which is giving me some nice long exposure to smooth that water out a bit. Right, I've got that shot. I'll show you that in a minute, but it's just starting to come absolutely beautiful, as you can see. Let me just adjust the exposure on here a bit. Just manic conditions, absolutely manic. Right, it's looking stunning this way now, which was my original composition. So I'll keep this running, but I'll try and just adjust this. This is just all happening in real time. Let me put that there. Hopefully you can still see me as I'm just setting up. The light is changing all the time. You can see it's changed again. Right, let's get set up. Pointing this way, adjust my tripod legs. That's looking good. Right, a little bit dodgy on the surface here, but I want that mounted. The light is looking incredible. I can't really afford to waste too much time, so let's get this shot exposed and composed, sorry. So it's just very straightforward. I want lots of this foreground river interest. I'm just going to shoot just so I don't miss it. I've got to get some of that interesting light on there. The light on the mountain at the moment just looks absolutely incredible. It's windy, there's a bit of rain, a cloth to wipe off the lens a bit. I'm just going to hold that in front, keep some of the drizzle off there, 2-second timer, lift that, then it fires. So hopefully I've caught something there. Let's have a look. Oh yes. Because I've done that so quickly, I'm just going to adjust my composition a little bit because of the tree that's just here. I don't want to get that in the image. So I'm just going to readjust a little bit, wait for more of that dramatic light on the mountain. Oh, it's just changing so fast. Whoa, that nearly fell off the rock there. It's very slippery. Right, that's better. I've got some of the light on the foreground now as well. Just make sure, yeah, I'm adding more of the polarizing effect this time. I want to see through the water this time because there's some really interesting tones underneath the water on those rocks. Slightly browny, bronzy colour that I really like. I've not thought about this shot for very long. I'm just doing it really quickly. The conditions change so fast. So every time are you all right? Right, let me adjust exposure again. This is all happening real time. I hope it's working. Morten is over there as well, shooting something similar. I mean, look at the light behind. Has that all been out of focus? Right, a momentary panic there with the autofocus stopped working for a minute there when the camera fell over. I think I'm back now. Conditions are changing again. I'm just going to set this tripod back up for you a minute. Things are changing again now. Since I've knocked the camera over and set it up again, I have mist coming across. Just up that exposure a little bit. Things are changing so fast, so much. It's raining again now. I've lost my lens cloth. Oh my goodness. That was manic. I hope it's worth it. Let me have a look at what I've got. I mean, It's a lovely composition. It's a classic composition. I've worked hard for it. There's no doubt about that. It's a dramatic shot. It's an interesting shot. Every single frame I have taken is different. I've got light on the hill. I've got light in the foreground. And now it's raining again. It's absolutely tanking down again now. Camera's dropped. Rain on the lens. Hopefully a good image as well. I'd love to know what you think down in the comments. How can you not love this? How can you not love Scotland? Just epic. See how Morten getting on.
That's going to be a waterfall one, this one over there. I just got some really nice ones here.
I think I missed the very best of the light there because I was shooting that way for a minute, but then...
What happened? I saw you did some flipping camera transition. Did you get hurt?
There's autofocus. No, that's a different time I've dropped it.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Right, I was just about to tell you about a little shot of this little hut. I've just taken a little handheld shot, but while that's been happening, Morten has just spotted a stag. Yes, I can see it. It's just over in the field with a few other deer, so I'm going to take Morten's lead here. See what we can do. I'm so excited. This is what I've been wanting to finish off this day. What have we got, mate?
We've got the stags out there, and look who's here.
This is it. This is it.
But this is what we have been waiting for. The stags. And I just didn't want to scare them because I have no idea if they're like the other one we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, not so afraid, or if they're really afraid. But see, I got one photo already, just from a distance. Look how beautiful they are.
Yeah. Right, let's see if I can get a shot. I'm at about 320th of a second. To keep the image as stable as possible, I might go up a little bit on that. f5.6. They're not moving very fast, so it's more about camera shake than it is about the animal moving. I'm then at ISO 500 or so to get the exposure right, but it's really exciting. It's tense. They are a bit of a distance away. I'd like to be a little bit closer if we could. Let's see what we can do. There's one just coming towards me now. Yeah, I mean, it's there. I would like to be closer though. Still, it's really nice to have seen them. We've been trying for nearly a full 2 days now to see them. Feels good. I'm going to do a few more. A little bit shaky on the screen, so I've just upped the shutter speed a little bit. I'll try again. I'm just going to edge next to Morten, see if we can get a little bit closer. This is absolutely brilliant. They're a little bit far away from my lens. Morten is getting some absolutely beautiful images. It's just started raining again. Just another great moment of wildlife photography for me. And to share it with Morten, who is so passionate about wildlife photography, it's just a very special moment. These stags are stunningly beautiful, stunningly beautiful. The horns just look great and make such a good picture. And it's a really emotional moment. We are now going to try just to get a little bit closer. We're still a good distance away from them. They are aware of us. They're a little bit more nervous than the few females that we saw yesterday. If we stand there for a little while, just calm and quiet, then they may get used to us and be a bit more willing to come closer as well, maybe, I don't know. Great moment. Just driving back then, Morten was saying how nice it would be to get a deer with these mountains in the background. I was hoping it would be a stag, but then we drove up right up to one and it was literally arm's reach from where I was. I managed to snap a picture on my phone. I will show you that at the end, along with the end screen and a bit of extra information for you as well. But it's what an incredible few days it's been. I've loved spending time with Morten. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. His videos are exceptional. They're atmospheric, moody, and seeing Morten crawling through the ice and the snow to get an excellent wildlife image is something you really need to see. Also, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this video, of the series. Do you want to see more wildlife photography? Do you want to see more of Morten on this channel as well? Let me know, and I'll see you on another one very soon. I'm just going to go and say goodbye to Morten. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, and thank you so much for
pleasure.
sharing a lot of landscape skills with me. I might be half a landscape photographer now.
Let's hope so.
So now I just hope that that is kind of awkward with two cameras
like this.
No. So yeah, it's time to say goodbye, and to be honest, I'm a little sad because in a few minutes that Yorkshire camper hire thing with Adam inside will leave the Scottish Highland and drive south towards England. But I have the feeling that it's maybe not the last time we have.
So yeah.
So have a
great
good
time.
one. I'll give you a hug. That's how we do it in Denmark.
Thanks, mate.
Bye bye.
See ya.